Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code DTC P0301 indicates a cylinder misfire in the first cylinder of the engine. This misfire can lead to rough running, decreased power, and increased emissions. The components that can be involved in this issue include the ignition coil, spark plug, fuel injector, and the engine control module, ECM. These parts play crucial roles. The ignition coil generates the necessary electrical spark. The spark plug ignites the fuel-air mixture, and the fuel injector delivers the right amount of fuel. The ECM monitors various engine parameters and controls these components to ensure optimal performance. Poor maintenance or faulty components can lead to this misfire and further damage if not addressed promptly. DTC P0301 refers specifically to a misfire detected in the number one cylinder of the engine. The misfire means the combustion process is incomplete, affecting engine performance and fuel efficiency. Key components involved in this failure include the ignition coil, which converts battery voltage into high voltage, the spark plug, which ignites the air-fuel mixture, and the fuel injector, responsible for delivering fuel to the engine. Additionally, the engine control module works to monitor these components and their interactions during the engine operation. Typically, the number one cylinder is located at the front of the engine on most Honda models. Continual misfires can cause other problems, like knocking or spark plug fouling, if not resolved. Several factors can lead to a DTC P0301, including a faulty ignition coil that may not be generating sufficient power for the spark plug to ignite the fuel-air mixture. A defective spark plug can fail to create the necessary spark for combustion, leading to misfires. Fuel delivery issues are also a primary cause. A clogged fuel injector can restrict fuel flow to the cylinder, resulting in inadequate combustion. External factors, such as vacuum leaks or low fuel pressure, can compound these issues. Additionally, the engine compression should be checked, as low compression can lead to misfiring as well. Each of these components requires adequate functionality for the engine to operate smoothly. The symptoms of a DTC P0301 often manifest as a rough engine idle, where the engine vibrates or shakes while stopped. You may also notice a significant decrease in power output when accelerating, making it harder to drive, especially on inclines. Increased emissions are a serious concern, as misfiring can lead to combusted fuel that isn't fully burned, contributing to higher exhaust emissions. Other symptoms may include poor fuel economy or engine stalling under load. Being aware of these symptoms can help in early identification, possibly preventing more severe engine problems from developing. To start troubleshooting for DTC P0301, first, ensure that the ignition is switched to the on position, which powers the electrical systems without starting the engine. Following that, it is crucial to clear the DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to reset any previous error codes. After clearing the codes, start the engine and let it idle to monitor its performance without load. Ensure that the vehicle is in park or neutral for automatic transmissions, and in neutral for manual transmissions. This step allows you to establish a baseline for engine performance while preparing the system for further diagnostics. Next, monitor the onboard diagnostics (OBD) status using the HDS. The system will display whether DTC P0301 indicates a failure or if the system passed diagnostics. If the HDS indicates failed, it suggests that the misfire is persisting and further testing is warranted. Alternatively, if the HDS shows passed, you can proceed with further checks to examine real-time data for misfire counts. If the reading shows executing, allow the engine to idle until a definitive result comes up. In cases where conditions state out of condition or not completed, it may take additional time for the system to finalize the self-test. In this step, you'll need to check the misfire counts for each cylinder, CYL1 to CYL4, in the data list on the HDS. Monitoring should be done for approximately 10 minutes to garner accurate data about any prevalent misfires. If any of the cylinders show misfire counts, it further confirms the existence of the issue. Depending on whether misfires are evident, you may have to return to previous steps to address the faulty components. If no counts are recorded, you can proceed to further diagnostics related to driving conditions to determine if the problem persists under typical driving scenarios. A test drive of the vehicle is crucial for identifying inconsistencies under actual operational conditions. This involves driving for several minutes while carefully monitoring parameters such as engine speed, vehicle speed, and relative throttle position, TP sensor readings, and calculated load value, CLV, among others. Keeping an eye on these values can provide insight into whether or not the conditions that led to DTC P0301 are still present while driving. After the drive, it's critical to check the OBD status again through the HDS for any sign of failure, which would indicate ongoing issues. If the result displays as passed, move on to the next diagnostic step. Otherwise, reassess the data captured during the drive. Once again, check the CYL1 to CYL4 misfire data in the HDS. Continuous assessment for a misfire count over a duration of about 10 minutes provides clarity on whether the misfire is persistent. If misfire counts are recorded on any cylinder, it indicates a more in-depth problem requiring immediate attention. Conversely, if counts are absent, it could signify an intermittent issue, suggesting that the system might be performing properly at that time. Keep in mind that intermittent problems can stem from poor connections or loose terminals, particularly in both the fuel and ignition systems, so it may require further inspection. For the next step, it is essential to turn the ignition switch to the off-lock position to ensure safety while handling electrical components. At this point, exchange the ignition coil from the affected cylinder with an ignition coil from another cylinder known to be functioning correctly. This simple swap allows for direct comparison of the components, aiding in identifying if the issue resides within the ignition coil itself. After swapping, it is necessary to test drive the vehicle once more, repeating previous driving conditions to monitor for any changes in the misfire status. A successful resolution of the misfire after swapping parts can confirm that the ignition coil was faulty. Upon completing the repairs, it is vital to verify that the error code is no longer present in the system. Check each cylinder's misfire counts in the HDS to ensure they remain at 0, confirming that successful repairs have been made. Assessing the overall engine performance during idle and under load conditions will indicate if the vehicle runs smoothly without any issues. Perform a final road test to simulate real-world driving conditions, allowing the vehicle to reach various speeds and accelerations. This verification step is crucial to ensuring that all misfire issues are fully resolved before returning the vehicle to the customer. To prevent future occurrences of DTC P0301, regular maintenance of ignition components such as coils and spark plugs is essential. Routine replacement at intervals recommended in the vehicle's service manual can enhance long-term reliability. Additionally, maintaining the fuel system by periodically checking fuel injectors for cleanliness will ensure optimal performance. Checking for air and vacuum leaks can help improve engine combustion efficiency. Scheduling consistent inspections and services, ideally every 30,000 to 60,000 miles, can catch issues before they escalate. These preventative measures not only extend component life, but also maintain fuel efficiency and overall vehicle health. In conclusion, understanding DTC P0301 and its implications allows for effective troubleshooting and repair of cylinder misfires in Honda Accords from 2008 to 2012. Through detailed diagnostics, including checking misfire counts and evaluating engine performance under different conditions, we can identify and address the root cause of the misfire. Key components, such as the ignition coil, spark plugs, and fuel injectors must be routinely maintained to ensure optimal function. By implementing preventive maintenance practices, vehicle owners can significantly reduce the likelihood of similar issues occurring in the future. Continuous education and adherence to service recommendations will contribute to maintaining engine health and enhancing overall vehicle reliability. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.